Hello and welcome back to another part of Shadow Piece. Today we're going to take a look at everything that we've suffered through here on Wano and everything that we gained from exactly these moments. So right now let's take a look at the Right Brain Tower where Kumashi is battling against Sasaki, the Triceratops of the Flying Six or Tobiroppo, whatever you want to call them. So Kumashi had no choice but to run away. The Beast Pirates had the advantage in numbers. Well, that was the case until Tama activated her Dango ability, which turned over many of the gifters, and so Kumashi had his own beast allies, his own fighting force to make this fight more even. And this allowed him to fight Sasaki 1 versus 1. A battle in which neither of them took a step back and blow after blow got exchanged. A battle of true beasts. Over the course of this fight, both sides get irritated that the other isn't going down. Both show crazy levels of toughness. I mean, one of them is a Triceratops like ancient Zoan, and the other is a zombie teddy bear with the shadow of Jack, who is an ancient Zoan or a fishman. So there is a lot inside of Kumashi as well. So, Sasaki enters his hybrid form and shows the real powers of dinosaurs, starting to fly by rotating the frill around his neck or head area, which is obviously how Triceratops moved around. We all know the Triceratops flew around the different eras that they were in. I think there was the Cretaceous or Jurassic era or something, and there were just all these Triceratops flying around with their frills around the neck. Yeah, Oda, never stop doing these. So spinning around his sword while he uses this, he spins around his sword while doing this flying technique, and combines these two things to attack with his attack that's called Heliceratops, like helicopter, but also Triceratops. So he just swings around his sword really fast to make him be like a rotating sword attack, and with this, he both hurts the Dango tamed allies, like the people that got recruited by Tama, and Kumashi. Kumashi manages to deflect most of the damage, but there are a few cuts on his teddy bear skin or whatever this thing that he's made out of is called. I think a teddy bear is not made out of leather, but Kumashi might be made out of leather. I'm not sure what his exact materials are. So Sasaki prepares to charge at Kumashi once more with his special Triceratops powers, but accidentally spun it in the wrong direction, causing him to fly backwards instead. Which is obviously quite embarrassing for a Tobiroppo member, but he tries to claim that it was on purpose so that there is more runway space. And even though Kumashi rarely talks, he still calls out this obvious lie. This teddy bear normally gets always stopped by Perona when he wants to talk, because Perona thinks he's not cute when he talks with his scary mouth. But Perona is not here, so he can just call out the bullshit that Sasaki is doing. So Sasaki then charged at Kumashi with Tama Ceratops, which is another attack. It's funny that it has Tama in the name, I guess. So Kumashi blocks it with a plushy wall, a technique for which Kumashi spits out some of his filling to block an enemy attack. So as Sasaki charged right into the wall made out of the cotton, he accidentally gets some of it, this cotton in his throat, starting to choke on it. And Kumashi doesn't waste this opportunity. He first performs a Kuma suplex, planting Sasaki headfirst into the floor, with a follow-up Chimera Destroyer. That's a new attack from Kumashi. He attacks Sasaki, the unprotected, already heavily bleeding belly from Sasaki, dealing a lot of damage. It's a combination attack with both of his teddy bear claws and the mammoth trunk that got added once he got the shadow from Jack. So this obviously hurts Sasaki quite a lot, and the Triceratops uses his he gets hurt from that, but he's still standing. We know that Kumashi is strong, but Sasaki is also a member of the Flying Six, one of the strongest people of the Beast Pirates, so he can tank this attack. And once he tanked the attack, he uses rotating frill to escape skywards and then look at Kumashi from up in the sky. After that, they engaged in another close combat fight, which turns out bad for Kumashi. His claws have a hard time getting through the dinosaur skin, but Sasaki easily slashes through the Teddy's outer shell with his sword. So The claws of the teddy bear are just not enough to get through the skin of a dinosaur, but using a sword is more than enough to pierce or slash through some outer shell of a teddy bear. That's like no problem at all. So this forces Kumashi to retreat and prepare a counterattack. Sasaki, however, charges Kumashi with yet another Tamaceratops, but Kumashi manages to use his technique in time. It's called Proboscis Colossus. After sucking in a huge amount of air, Kumashi's trunk has grown gigantic, and with a huge swing he sends Sasaki flying. Just think of it like a basically similar to a Gear 3 attack, which is similar to this big picture again. The trunk is the gigantic thing that absorbed a lot of air into it and just increased in size until it was really gigantic and was just used to send Sasaki flying. However, even this wasn't enough to take down the Tobiroppo member. Obviously because they are very tough and they are supposed to be the big opponents for the members of the Strawhat Pirates. But this is not where the battle stops yet. Sasaki is feeling the damage. He plans to take down his opponent at all costs. So he uses one last attack, an aerial kamikaze attack called Magnum Keratops. This charge attack leads This charge attack leads Sasaki to dash towards Kumashi. And before the Thriller monster can react, Sasaki pierces through the left side of this teddy's body. His arm, part of his face, and a good chunk of his chest are torn apart, but zombies don't feel pain, and all this time, Kumashi continued sucking in more and more air into his trunk. While some air obviously escaped now that his body got torn apart, there is still a lot saved in the trunk from the mammoth. So Sasaki is shocked as his foe is still standing. Up to this point, he basically believed that he was fighting a guy in a teddy suit, which is quite weird, but he has some weirdos in his crew here on the Beast Pirates as well, so he is no one to judge. But this thing isn't human, so this takes him by surprise. After his rush attack, he turns around, seeing the trunk, the size of a giant, and with one move, Kumashi lets it all out, all of the air, with a new attack called Jet Stream Cannon. All the air is accumulated into a beam attack, which zips straight through Sasaki's body, piercing his unprotected belly and ending the battle. The victor of the battle in the right brain tower is Kumashi, and thus another member of the Flying Six of the Tobiroppo has fallen and is defeated. Now, on the roof of the Skull Dome, Yamato is battling against Kaido. However, this battle is basically the complete same as in the canon version, so let's just skip it. But let's take a look at the banquet hall. Black Maria has caught up to Brook and the subordinate zombies in her illusion mist. Brook is still trying to run away from her at this point, but the illusion mist captures him for a second. The mist normally makes people see their deceased loved ones, but the zombies don't react to this trick. Just think of it. Like, you could say that it maybe works because these zombies still have the shadows of people. Like, John has the shadow of I think Inuarashi, and Jigoro has the shadow of Nekomamushi or something like that. So they would have memories of some other minks or something if they have these memories from the shadows. But if they have the shadows from the living bodies, I have no idea what Jigoro was doing. And John, like, he was in the Rocks Pirate. Did he even have loved ones? I mean, there's the theory that Ulti and Page 1 are the children of John, but that's just a theory and there's no proof for that, basically. So the easiest thing to say is zombies don't react to the trick of the illusion mist. Brook is the only one affected, but after spending decades of loneliness in the Florian Triangle, he has gotten used to such a thing. More than once had he dreamt about his friends still being alive, but now he has new comrades and another chance to fulfill their dream of traveling around the whole world and at the end meeting Laboon once again. Jigoro and John cut down some gifters while this happens. Brook tries to reposition himself, but the immense amount of Beast Pirates completely surrounds the undead squadron, including Black Maria, who attacks with an attack called Furisode One Yudo, which all of them manage to dodge, but this attack from Maria sets the entire floor on fire, which results in Brook, Jigoro, and John jumping on the back of Tararan the spider monkey. With his spider web, he manages to move everybody to the ceiling, saving them from the flames for a bit here. But this needs to be changed. Seeing that the true identity of the burning pole arm is a puck gifter running inside of a wheel generating flames, Brook uses his cold soul to freeze him, before putting out the fires on the floor using the icebound technique. Back on the floor, Brook orders the zombies to take care of Maria's subordinates. He wants some nice alone time with the lady. Obviously they follow the command because Brook is their leader and one of the commanders of Maria's crew, so this battle is now about to start. As Maria mocked Absalom, Brook just smiled about that statement and says to her, "A man has his rules, and one can only call oneself a true man if they keep true to their rules no matter what. So let's start this battle." He then uses Satan's intro, an opener attack in which he uses high-speed movements to make multiple slashes on Black Maria's spider legs, making her stumble over from the first attack. However, Maria fought back, and the scheming woman she is, she coats her feet with poison, trying to hit Brook with them. Using her marionette attack, she entangles Brook with her spider webs before coming close and piercing Brook with her poison-coated feet. But the skeleton just laughs. Yo! Young lady, the poison doesn't work on me anymore. I had a strong detox experience in the past, and let me tell you, I despise people who use poison. Brook is furious. You see it in his face. The soul aura comes out from him and his soul king comes behind from his back. Similar energies coming from him like Conqueror's Haki basically. And he looks at Black Maria like she's the scum of the world. She attempted to use poison. The last time someone attempted to use poison on Brook, he actually died. But not only did he die, all of his Nakama, all of the Strawhat Pirates died because of this poison attack from these enemies. And he was the last one to die. He was saved by his Yomi Yomi no Mi, the devil fruit that he had that gave him a second life. But poison attackers are the worst in this world, and he has no room to actually spare any one of them. So now there is another opponent trying to use this attack method. And this is enough to make Brook more angry than everything we have seen before. So Black Maria understands that poison doesn't work and switches the plan, using Ikido Maria to spread her webs throughout the room and then setting them ablaze with another attack called Atata Maria. The wooden building is burning, the heat in the room increases with every second, and like as wood is, many things here already crumble, with the ceiling floor, some of them falling down next to Brook and Black Maria, maybe even like crashing into some of the gifters or some of the headliners that are there. Well, that is until Brook gets serious. Are these supposed to be the flames of hell? I've been there, and they are nothing like the real thing. Brook smirks before putting away his K-sword. He looks around, seeing everything burning, and in one fast movement he pulls out his sword once again and everything goes cold. Niflheim, he says. The flames don't go out. Even though they were burning, they get frozen in the exact shape they were in. And also Black Maria's feet and some of her body also gets frozen, and she's just standing there looking at Brook, probably scared for her life because this skeleton just made flames freeze, just made her freeze, made many of the gifters freeze, and the entire floor, instead of being covered in flames, is now being covered in ice. Brook reveals his soul powers once again, giving himself a menacing aura in front of Maria. The skeleton looks at his opponent, performing poem of the runes of the gods and the giant's race. The truth indeed can I tell, for to every world have I won, to 9 worlds came I, to Niflhel beneath, the home where dead men dwell, rest in peace. With one last strike, Brook finishes off Black Maria, pushing her into another realm. Meanwhile, the general zombies finish off the remaining subordinates of Black Maria, defeating the last member of the Tobiroppo and swaying the battle in the Alliance's favor. But now that we finished off the Tobiroppo, we need to look at the most important part of this alliance, of this whole raid. Down in Tokage Port, Momonosuke and Shinobu had safely landed thanks to Shinobu's kite, and reunited with Maria, and the Heart Pirates as well. The pirates gave Maria some food, but they didn't have the caviar to fulfill his wish. Maria in an enraged state, basically only half conscious. That is until fortunately a hero piece. Caribou, who was close by, came out of hiding and revealed that he had some caviar stored in a swamp, which he willingly offered to them so that the victory can be ensured. So Karibu hands over not only the caviar but also some other food to make sure that Moria recovers all of his strength. Momonosuke was relieved to see Moria alive and started to cry about Kinemon's and Kiku's fate, but Moria however tells him to stop crying. The only tears allowed are tears of joy when Kaido is finally finished. At this point the Mama Chanter, Big Mom's ship arrives, making everybody anxious of an impending battle, because Big Mom Pirates actually managed to get to the point where Onigashima was supposed to be, but now Onigashima is flying. But to their surprise, this scenario and this sensation that everybody's feeling changes quite fast as Karibu jumped down. It quickly became less tense. He hugs Karibu and cries out of joy to see his elder brother once again, Smoothie being by his side obviously. While this reunion is happening, Moria points at the sky and orders Momo to transform into a dragon and fly him back to Onigashima. In order to do this, Momonosuke requests Shinobu to mature his body into an adult, which, with her ability to mature fruits. Only with that method will he be able to carry Moria, because right now he's too small and too weak to do that. However, that's not everything the former warlord requests. Looking at the Big Mom Pirates, he knows that they are no enemies, so he asks all of them a question. Charlotte family, tonight an event is going down that will be talked about in the future as the end of an emperor. You can either be complete bystanders, or help me in taking down Kaido. Your mother may be your leader, but there will come a time where one of you has to be the next captain. Give me your decision as the future of the Big Mom Pirates. The Big Mom Pirates look at each other before looking at Karibu and Karibu. All of them only follow their mother's order basically, making such a big decision has always been left to her. And they're on their own, just making such a thing, deciding something on their own is completely unknown territory for them at most parts. So they want someone to decide for them. Prim, Karibu's wife, puts her hand on his shoulder and Smoothie puts her hand on Karibu. The two brothers have been acknowledged as leaders. Well, Katakuri is not here, so he would basically still be the leader probably, but without them, they feel like those two are the best made for this job. Karibu and Karibu nod to each other and talk at the same time. We want to take down Kaido. We don't care what his relationship with Big Mom is, but he messed with our crew and family. He needs to go down. So they come to an agreement, and all the Big Mom Pirates present give Moria their shadows. These pirates, for example, include Karibu, Koribu, Prim, Smoothie, Snack, Daifuku, Compost, Montor, and many more. Obviously, Perospero is inside of Onigashima and he wouldn't give up his shadow. Katakuri would maybe give up his shadow, but he's not here. But still, all of these strong people from the Big Mom Pirates, even the second commander of Smoothie and the fourth commander, which was Snack before he got defeated by, I think, Uroge and Kid. All of these people give their shadows to Moria so that he can take down Kaido. Because Kaido messed with the Big Mom family and you don't just get away after messing with them. But what exactly happens now will be left for another week, or maybe some other weeks in the future. That's all from me for today. That's all from Shadow Piece for today. And I hope you enjoyed this video, like with all the others here. And if you did, why don't you consider clicking on the like button and the subscribe button, because that would mean the world to me. But as I said, that's all from me for today. And all I have to say is stay healthy, stay cultured, and most importantly, stay fresh. This is Pyro Prima, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye!